y también a Kevin Sorbo.
Y un aplauso para Kevin.
How are you, everyone? I have to say, this is one of the most fun, friendly, loving country I've ever been to. You people are fantastic. Thank you for coming. I love you. You're great people. Thank you for the wonderful appreciation.
Look at Lou sucking up to you people.
El público de Costa Rica está muy emocionado de recibirlos a ellos. Everyone here is actually really happy to have you finally here in Costa Rica. How has your experience been so far? Have you liked the country?
Well, it's fantastic because we went on the volcano walk. I to see the volcano. But the thing is, the minute I got off the plane, I could feel the generosity with the people, and especially, you know, it's a full point because Kevin and I have been all over the world. We've gone to many different cons all over the world. I told him recently today, I said this is one of the few cons that I've never been so appreciated, and people just thank us for coming and said, the United States should be like this.
No, I agree. It's been pretty amazing. I've been wanting to come to your country for over 20 years. I've heard it from so many people. I've got a couple of friends that live here, that Americans that have moved to your country, and I wanted to go see them, but it's about a 6-hour drive to get to the place. So, but it has been incredible. You guys have been very, very, very loving and very giving, and it's been a blast. I will definitely be back. When I come back, I'm going to come and golf. I'm a golfer. I golfed this morning already, by the way, so I'll come back and hit a golf trip here, but I want to do some fishing too, so this has been great. Thank you.
We definitely take you out fishing so you can have that experience here in our country. También vamos a estar haciendo muchos panel en inglés. Al final vamos a estar abriendo una sección de preguntas. Entonces ahí les podemos ayudar traduciéndolas, pero por favor, si en algún momento tienen alguna duda o queremos que aclaremos algo en otro idioma, me pueden decir y con mucho gusto les ayudamos con eso.
Yo les hubiera
A lot
traducido
of
en vivo.
questions for you guys. I hope you're ready, because we definitely want to know about your roles in Hercules, both of you, in, of course, Hulk, of course, your other works, for example, in the OC. So there's a lot that we need to know from you guys. And how about we start with, since you actually have portrayed Hercules in different decades, you were on the 80s while you were in the 90s. Can you tell us a little bit how you think the cinema industry has changed in these past few years?
Well, the thing is, when I did Hercules back, I finished the Hulk series in like 1980, then I went to Rome, Italy to film Hercules. I want to emulate the original Farnese Hercules. Now, the situation for me, because I had to be in my peak physical condition, I had to maintain that condition for 3 months. But I had the chance to film through all the rooms in Rome. It's wonderful because back then, I didn't have a gym on the set. So I got an Olympic barbell set and 2 dumbbells in the bench. I used that on location to stay in the shape. But it was a beautiful experience, the fact that being in Italy filming and learning about the culture and everything, because it was my first acting role after I did the Hulk TV series, because I wanted to show on the screen. You see, whenever you make a movie, anything to do with physicality, perimeter, you as an actor, you can't go back and change it. So that's why I wanted to be in my peak position for it both at the same time, you know, with the acting, and then especially as a friend of mine in the film, because originally, back in the early 60s, you had Steve Reed, he was the original Hercules. So when I was a kid, my father had the newspaper. He opened the newspaper and I saw this guy standing there, Hercules pulling down the 2 chains. I said, that's it. That's what I want to be like. And I went to the movies, but I'll never forget when I saw on the screen, I said, that's what I want to be, the real national kind of a person. So it's funny how a dream of mine came true. I ended up playing Hercules. And this guy here taking over, he's better looking Hercules, so.
You know, I have 2 older brothers, and they were the ones that introduced me to Steve Reeves. To watch Steve Reeves' Hercules Unchained. You haven't seen the movie? It's awesome, and that guy was a stud. I mean, he was amazing. And when I got the first audition for Hercules, I thought they wanted some big dude like him. And they said they're doing something different. They wanted a guy that more like an Olympic decathlete athlete. That's what they were looking for. They went a whole different way. I had 7 auditions over 2 months. They auditioned 2,800 actors for the role of Hercules all over North America. And I got down the last 3 guys for it. And I got to say, when I got to the studio, Universal Studios, to do the final reading for the role, Sam Raimi was the executive producer. You guys know Sam from the first 2 Spider-Mans and Evil Dead with all those guys. So I got up there and I read, and then they asked me if I would take my shirt off. But I was in good shape. If you remember, I was in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
And so they asked me they said, if you get the role, would you be willing to shave your chest and your stomach? I'm not like Harry, but I got a man cover there. And I looked at him and I said, oh, I'm sorry, I thought you wanted a man for this role. And I started walking.
Oh my God.
But I went up to Vancouver the next day to shoot an episode to guest star on a series called The Commish. I don't know if you ever got that series on there. With Michael Chiklis, who went up to play the Thing in Fantastic Four. And they called me 3 days later and told me I got the part for Hercules. So I went on the set and I told Michael, I said, I don't want any crap from you. I'm half God now.
There has been, you both has done the part of Hercules, but there have been other Hercules adaptations from many other actors. Which ones do you think are your favorite interpretations of Hercules?
I gotta stick with Steve Reeves. And I got a letter from Steve Reeves as well, saying it's on my wall. It's next to Anthony Quinn and Paul Newman's letters to me. So, but what's interesting is you never know who's watching this show. I remember one year I went to the Academy Awards, right in the middle of the Hercules years. And Brad Pitt was a friend of mine. We had the same acting class for a few years together. And I had my managers with me, and I saw Tom Hanks across the room, and I said, David, do you know Tom Hanks? I want to meet Tom Hanks. Before I knew it, he tapped me on the shoulder. I turned around, it was Tom Hanks. And he says, Kevin, I'm Tom Hanks, I love your Hercules TV series. You never know who's watching.
It's funny you say that because when I was training for Hercules, I did the film and came back, and a young kid came over to me. And he said, excuse me, he said, I'm in a movie called Tap. He said, my name is Tom Cruise. Yes. Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise's first couple lines in a movie.
But he came, I was standing with the man of the gym. Tom came up to me, he was like a kid. He had his face between his teeth and everything. He said, I just want to shake your hand. But I couldn't believe it, especially, who would know them, like you said?
Maybe 20, 21 years old.
Younger, probably.
So back then, there wasn't really like a culture to have like a personal trainer get you fit like for the roles. I mean, you told me that you had to do everything at home with the dumbbells and basically training yourself. Did that happen as well to you?
Well, I was always working out. I mean, I played football in college, and so I was always working out. What they did when I got the role, I did go to work with a guy named Douglas Wong. Douglas Wong was one of Bruce Lee's original students, so I did a lot of training with him, with weapons and falling and all this other different kind of stuff. I put on about maybe 10 more pounds of muscle. I got to my college weight at 230 pounds. And, but nothing really changed. New Zealand was, my stunt guys were amazing. And Ben Cook actually was a 19-year-old stunt guy. So for 7 years he was a stunt. He went on to become Daniel Craig's body double and stunt double in all the James Bond movies. And he won Stuntman of the Year twice. But I had guys that, my stunt guys made me look awesome. Like, I tell you, it was good. I had such a blast in that show.
Thank you.
But Jimmy, but it's funny what he told me earlier about the hours he put in the show. It's not like he goes on the set 8 o'clock, he goes on 5 o'clock. Hey Kevin, just tell the audience what it's taking.
Typical day I only average about 4 hours of sleep a night. It was a pretty busy schedule. And I'd be up at 4:30 and I would get home maybe around 10:30 at night. So it was a long days. I was 16 to 18 hours a day, every day on the road. Then I would study my lines and I go to bed. I have no recollection of dreaming because the minute my head hit the pillow, the alarm would go off.
Yeah.
So 4.5 hours tops is all I got. And it was exhausting, but it was still fun. I had a blast doing it. I'm not complaining.
I bet the adventures and basically the movies that we got to see you guys portrayed Hercules, they were amazing.
Well, you know what? Most of my crew, I mean, I shot in New Zealand for 7 years, and Peter Jackson used to come on the set while he was writing the Lord of the Rings trilogy to see how the crew's developing. He took almost my entire crew when we finished, and many of them went on to win Academy Awards. So it was, you know, we trained them for all of you.
We thank you for that.
It was a great training because at the end those movies were amazing, and I actually believe that you guys are an inspiration for a lot of other actors out there that